just as a reminder, in around 45 seconds or so, we will be looking out for the Polish rate decision.
Nope, sorry. Alright, boys. So what a day. What a day. You know, obviously we've been talking about this for weeks. And although we got all the indications from Brexit, all the indication from the polls and the groundswell support, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they would actually pull this off. Now, it became pretty apparent early on, right? Now this is like, I don't know, 11 o'clock Sydney time, that things were closer than expected. As soon as things got closer than expected, what we talked about yesterday was that you have to go quickly to risk off mode, because even, you know, too close to call is going to lead to some pricing of risk. Then as it became clear Trump was winning completely, you know, full risk off mode happened. And then something surprising at the start of Europe after the speech, market just shot back up. You know, at least 50% of the losses in stocks. Let's have a look at the stock market. So Dow Jones drops good 900 points, back up 600 points, and it's fairly steady sitting into the middle of the European session, start of the US session. Very surprising price action, not unlike what we saw in Brexit. I just thought we'd have a much bigger reaction to the downside than we got. 900 points was sort of like the small reaction I thought we were going to get when Trump won the next 1,000 points, but seems perhaps we're a bit too negative, right? Too negative on Trump winning. Definitely volatility though, right? This is spectacular volatility. Largest turnover I've ever seen in my brokerage. Just manic stuff going on. Markets were moving, you know, basically what you'd see in a day, in an hour, every hour for 13 hours. And the amount of people just came out of woodwork to trade was just outrageous. Everyone had an opinion about what's going to happen. Majority think there might be a trade war, so they're gearing up to be short equities and long risk. So long gold is extremely popular right now. Perhaps the most popular trade I'm seeing in the retail market, at least, and it makes sense. Okay, it makes a lot of sense. Now the target's on the top side around about 1,400. Now that's if we get some negativity coming through. He was fairly conciliatory in his speech. We didn't get a concession speech from Clinton yet, but Trump was fairly magnanimous. How do you say that? Magnanimous. He was, said thank you to everyone and congratulated Clinton on a good campaign. And said to the rest of the world, you know, we're gonna be nice, which was what sort of the markets wanted to hear. So I could see the relief rally coming, but now what? Right now we're like, well, this is reality going to hit. If he's going to start trade wars with China, they're going to have some serious geopolitical risk that we haven't seen for a while. Also, if he's going to ramp up bombing in Middle East, geopolitical risk in oil is going to go through the roof. So I'd sense we're going to have waves and waves of negativity as these things are put into motion or get talked about more. But exactly how it plays out right now, and if the Fed's going to raise rates, we'll get that picture very soon. All right, let's not get too negative, especially while the market's not too negative, until there's a reason to. You don't want to get caught in a short squeeze. You don't want to get caught with the market going to new highs, and just stubbornly sit with the idea that Trump's going to be this complete, bomb throughout the whole market that's going to last forever. Perhaps we misread, how shrewd he is, right? He could be actually come across and get those deals done without actually causing huge problems. But anyway, that's all in January. We're just going to have to see the fallout the next couple of days. That's what we're talking about. Now, I personally am looking to sell into this rally, looking to sell into the dollar-yen rally, and I'm looking for another leg lower. And I suspect the Fed won't raise rates. That's my base outlook right now. Negativity is going to lead to the Fed not raising rates, leads to more US dollar weakness, leads to gold gains, leads to dollar yen down. But the crucial part of this whole thing is that stocks have to fall. If stocks don't fall, you're not going to get the big swings in FX that you're looking for. So let's see how we're going to play this. I'm definitely not a fan of buying euro in this game. I am definitely a fan of selling dollar yen in this game. And I'm keeping a very close eye on what's going on in stocks. Okay, that's the way I'm going to be playing it. I'm still accepting the fact that he won, right? That's like, what? Shit. You know, I'll wake up tomorrow and tell you the dream I had, if this is just a dream. But it looks real. Don't be looking to buy dollar yen FX round. No, mate. No, mate. It's yeah, no, I'm selling dollar yen, buddy. So I sold dollar yen early today. Took profit around 1 or 2-ish. And I'm selling again now. So that's the way I play it. I'll put someone here on the stream account so you can see how I'm set up here. I'll be looking to buy gold and sell dollar yen as my main 2 trades. Very popular trades out there. I think the levels are quite nice right now. Obviously I missed the best levels, but you know, those levels are quite nice now. In terms of stocks, I don't mind selling DAX as well. Strong euro makes DAX weak, and I think this has recovered quite nicely. It's time to get negative again. We'll see how US wants to play it, right? All this is contingent upon how the US plays the story today. And you know, they could do anything. So I'm in shock. I think the market's in shock. Hopefully you guys didn't get wiped out. Very easy to get wiped out, either A, on the way down, or B, on this way back up. I mean, they're huge moves. At 200 or 300 to 1 leverage, that wipes an account, that wipes an account, that wipes an account, that wipes an account, right? Everything here is wiping accounts. Gold especially, right? Gold's going absolutely ballistic in terms of percentage moves. Mexican trade went absolutely ballistic. And then we traced enough to wipe people out. This is probably just profit taking than anything else. This is another clean way of playing it, just not what you want to be doing straight away off the bat. Aussie Kiwi has dropped to some critical levels. Aussie Kiwi is related to risk appetite. So Aussie Kiwi has fallen back below 105 down to below 104, and was sitting pretty around about 103. Ooh, oh shit. Oh shit. I hadn't checked this chart for a while. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Alright, so the next thing on the calendar is the RBNZ tomorrow morning. They're likely to cut. Some sneaky little players have got in front of me. So I was so busy at work I couldn't watch the market closely, especially the crosses. So this was a bit of luxury to look at the Aussie Kiwi. I was going to talk to you about buying this pair. My trade was to buy this pair for the next couple of days. Alright, well, we've missed that entry. That's a sharp rally. Oh, that makes me salty. That makes me salty. Okay, well, yeah, the whole idea behind this trade is that you buy whatever happens with the US dollar in the next couple of days, risk appetite in the next couple of days. If Kiwi cuts, and RBNZ is more likely cut than not, given you know, market stability, try and take advantage of this as well, this Trump-led volatility. Now that we've got that big 120-30 point rally in the last few hours, I'm going to sit on the sidelines here. I'd probably still look to enter 104.40 if we got down there, but yeah, not this level, and we might not get down there ahead of the RBNZ. RBNZ 7 AM our time, so you're looking at now 9 hours from now. Thanks, Butter. I cut my hair because Clinton, because I lost a bet and Trump won, so I had to cut my hair. Yeah, so look, I'm not going to give you too much direct advice on how to play your risk here. This is going to be crazy stuff. Definitely trade a quarter what you normally trade, or half what you normally trade. Don't trade the big trades. It's just ridiculous at the moment. You don't know what's going to happen. No one does. And you can have your ideas, but have your stops in. So, I mean, just to make that clear, let's go through the stops where I'm putting in. I'm actually going to put them just... What's nice about this sort of market at the moment is you can know where to put your stops by putting them just below previous lows and highs. So here, you can just put it in at 12.90 on the gold. With the dollar yen, you can put it up just above that spike high on the recovery. So basically, the market has to be doing some really crazy stuff to get even higher. Stocks have to end up positive today, something ridiculous, which, you know, it's trying to do. And Aussie Kiwi, I mean, I don't know, 1.0340. Probably get filled and stopped if they don't cut rates. This is a little bit dangerous. I'm probably going to cancel that trade, actually. I don't want to be filled on that when I'm sleeping. If I don't get up for tomorrow's morning's update, RBNZ. Where? Okay. I'm going to buy some Mexican just here. I'm going to put my stop loss 1910. If Mexican dollar can rally in the next couple of days, I will shave off the rest of my head. Alright, that's what I'm telling you guys. That's my next little bet. I'll shave my hair. Because that's, I'll eat my bloody hat. What's that from, Renko guy? That's excellent. Good morning, Mrs. President. God, that paper's gonna look like shame. Yeah, I work as a dealer in Sydney CPN. Yeah. So Aussie went on a wild ride. I mean, it was sitting really high into the open, right? I mean, wow, market had already done most of its rally pre-game on Clinton, you know, expected to win. Then the market reversed sharply, you know, when the stocks fell, and it stabilized with the current bounce. This is basically a stock graph. I could have told you this is S&P, right? You'd have to believe me. We'll compare and contrast to the Dow, so you know I'm not talking rubbish. What do they got? 1 hour. So this is basically the same graph. So this is really the prime mover. You keep that in the back of your mind with Aussie. What's going on in stocks is key. So Aussie will go lower if stocks go lower. Stocks are putting up a good fight here. I didn't know there was a battle going on at 18,000, but yeah, keep an eye on that. Let's see how they want to play today. Stranger things have happened. Remember the British stocks rallied relentlessly like 7 days after the Brexit to new highs. So Trump's already done his speech. He's won. All we have to wait now is to see the fallout. I mean, I would love to see a response from China saying, you know, any sort of attempt to start a trade war with us will hurt America more. You know, something like, go on, you know, a dare yous, and something from Mexican, right? It's just something to keep the market focused on his loose cannon. That's what gets the market selling, rather than just, you know, nothing. Nothingness will lead to, well, I mean, nothing happened, right? So just buy stocks again. But you need to have waves and waves of negativity, and gaffes now from the new presumptive, president-elect. So he's we have to see how he. I mean, what? He's got his Twitter stream, right? What's his Twitter stream say today? Trump. Trump book reports. Wow, he hasn't said anything for 8 hours. That must be a record for him. Must be a record for him. Yeah, I don't know. That Twitter account might start up again at 3 a.m. right? Just saying ridiculous things. So let's see some of the reviews there, some reports from banks. Obviously, they're going to come out with a few things, saying what's going to be affected the most, what's not. In fact, there might not be anything out just straight up yet. Yeah, so to keep this in mind, though, this is pretty important. First law of politics is what politicians say during campaigns need to have little bearing on what they do after they're elected. There is a lot of uncertainty, though, that if he comes with, keeps it, if he comes out with some plans and gives the market certainty and tones down his rhetoric on on Muslim bans and things like that, then perhaps he's, the market can recover very, very quickly. Will Trump build an actual war? No, but he may build figurative wars. Okay, he may impose higher tariffs on Asian exports to the US. Let's read the China bit. Fed not raising rates is pro for the stock markets too. So if that happens, then the limit when S&P futures hit limit down, perhaps that helped. That's that circuit breaker that you have in the US stocks, I think does help. Lets the market have a breath for a second. Japanese finance minister was out. They were warning the market. They were watching as the dollar yen was falling, so keep an eye on that as well. Yeah, I mean, look, the Fed not raising rates, don't underestimate how important that is. If that becomes the main theme, perhaps we do get US dollar weakness while we get stock market strength. Perhaps the Aussie will do well, much better than is currently priced in. Keep an eye on the Aussie in the next couple of days on the back of that potential story, right? Trump has talked about removing Yellen So we do have that to look forward to in terms of market risk. He does have some crazy ideas about corporate tax programs and especially corporate tax repatriation. Now that is trillions of dollars, right? That's trillions of dollars have to come back to the US. That's interesting too. That would definitely warrant some attention from us closer to any sort of talk about it. But they've got a dollar yen forecast of 94. I don't think dollar yen can get 94 without the euro breaking out of its 105, 115 range to the top side. So keep an eye on the euro. If dollar yen breaks 100, that would probably go step in step.
Alan J. Lichtman, Distinguished Professor of History, American University in Washington, D.C. The 13 Keys are an historically based prediction system that were founded on the study of every American presidential election from 1860 to 1980, and I've since used them prospectively to predict, often well ahead of time, the results of all 8 elections from 1984 to 2012. The keys basically assess the strength and performance of the party holding the White House. There are 13 keys, and answer of true on these true-false questions always favors the re-election of the party in power. And if 6 or more of the 13 keys are false, the party in power, the party holding the White House, is a predicted loser. Any 6 or more. Early on, the keys were inconclusive. That is, remember, 6 or more in the party in power is a predicted loser. And for some time, there were 5 keys out against the incumbent Democrats. And since that time, as we discussed last time, that 6th key has turned against the Democrats, and that is the third party key, which is based upon an assessment that you would expect a third party candidate, in this case the Libertarian Gary Johnson, to get 5% or more of the vote. That's a big sign of discontent with the party holding the White House. And so, again, on the knife edge, you had exactly 6 fatal keys against the incumbent Democrats. And remember, this was before the sex tape. This was before any of those allegations and before other things emerged. Donald Trump's severe and unprecedented problems with bragging about sexual assault and then having 10 or more women coming out and saying, yes, that's exactly what you did. This is without precedent. But it didn't change a key by the narrowest of possible margins. The keys still point to a Trump victim. However, there are 2 major qualifications. And I'm not a hedger. I've never qualified before in 30 years of prediction. Qualification number 1. It takes 6 keys to count the party in power out. And they have exactly 6 keys. And 1 key could still flip, as I recognized last time, the third party key. That requires Gary Johnson to get at least 5% of the popular vote. He could slip below that, which would shift the prediction. The second qualification is Donald Trump. We have never seen someone who is broadly regarded as a history-shattering, precedent-making, dangerous candidate Who?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I was watching last night. I'm just trying to understand, what happened, right? What happened? How did this happen? And I was watching Trumpland last night. And I don't know if you've seen this in Trumpland yet, right? If you've seen this little rant from Michael Moore. There's a part in there where it's I'll see if I can find it. There's a part in there where he's talking about why people are going to vote for Trump.
Came to the Detroit Economic Club and stood there in front of the Ford Motor executives and said, if you close these factories as you're planning to do in Detroit and build them in Mexico, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on those cars when you send them back, and nobody's going to buy them. It was an amazing thing to see. No politician, Republican or Democrat, had ever said anything like that to these executives. And it was music to the ears of people in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, the Brexit states. You live here in Ohio, you know what I'm talking about. Whether Trump means it or not is kind of irrelevant, because he's saying the things to people who are hurting. And it's why every beaten down, nameless, forgotten working stiff who used to be part of what was called the middle class loves Trump. He is the human Molotov cocktail that they've been waiting for. The human hand grenade that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them. And on November 8th, Election Day, although they lost their jobs, although they've been foreclosed on by the bank, next came the divorce, and now the wife and kids are gone, the car's been repoed, they haven't had a real vacation in years, they're stuck with the shitty Obamacare bronze plan where you can't even get a fucking Percocet. They've essentially lost everything they had, except one thing. The one thing that doesn't cost them a cent and is guaranteed to them by the American Constitution: the right to vote. They might be penniless, they might be homeless, they might be fucked over and fucked up. It doesn't matter, because it's equalized on that day. A millionaire has the same number of votes as the person without a job. One. And there's more of the former middle class than there are in the millionaire class. So on November 8th, the dispossessed will walk into the voting booth, be handed a ballot, close the curtain, and take that lever, or felt pen or touchscreen, and put a big fucking X in the box by the name of the man who has threatened to upend and overturn the very system that has ruined their lives. Donald J. Trump. They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump. The media hates Trump after they loved him and created him, and now hate him. Thank you, media. The enemy of my enemy is who I'm voting for on November 8th. Yes, on November 8th, you, Joe Blow, Steve Blow, Bob Blow, Billy Bob Blow, all the blows get to go and blow up the whole goddamn system, because it's your right. Trump's election is going to be the biggest fuck you ever recorded in human history. And it will feel good. For a day. maybe a week. Possibly a month.
I think that's the part the Trump voters stopped watching, right? Before he laid into. So I don't know. I mean, look, it is what it is. Now what we gotta do is we gotta adjust. Gotta adjust quickly to this new market, right? No point in just arguing what happened or what should happen or what can happen. It's now just gonna start to roll with what the market does. Yeah. Pure risk on, risk off trading, nimbleness, ability to change your mind based upon how the market reacts. Knowing, what you think is likely to happen is, likely, not to happen just based on positioning alone. And not get too dogmatic about what's happening here. But it's it's going to be very interesting 48 hours. And I hope that all of you are using pretty stringent risk management, because next month of trading you're going to have to use it. Yeah, so not just you, but me, everyone, right? Everyone has to use it because wild swings are coming. Let's just see how this is actually important downside test in the markets right now. Yeah, this rollover that we're getting in the stocks, see how far it goes. Yeah, keep an eye on dollar yen, keep an eye on DAX, keep an eye on the US Open. Alright guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Been a big day. Tomorrow I should be able to get away and stream at 9 GMT. If not, I'll let you know early. We'll recap what the RBNZ does, also the post-Trump volatility.